Legally screwed. Are you ready for this question?
Yeah, sure.
All
go
right.
ahead.
I need your legal opinion on this, my friend. Now, the owner of the bar I work at brought in his underage son to drink. The kid used a fake ID that scans, but we all know he's underage. Now, the bartender served him because the owner told her to. But I'm furious that she was put in that situation. Also, the owner says if a fake ID scans, we have to serve that person because it absolves us of wrongdoing. Is that true? And what are the legal
Repercussions.
repercussions?
It's a big word.
Yes, I'll sound it out. For this situation. All right. So, who's at fault and who has liability?
You ever see the thing? I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't trust anybody who's not a lawyer who tells you this stuff.
Okay.
And make sure your lawyer actually looks it up.
The
Just
actual
saying.
law. Okay.
Yeah, not one of those AI attorneys.
You mean ChatGPT is not real?
God, people are idiots.
Yes, they are.
They're idiots.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to say some lawyers are lazy, but the idea, hey, listen, I don't feel like writing it. I'm going to let ChatGPT, the thing who puts 6 fingers on a superhero,
Yeah.
seem right. And how many guys get busted? These guys are suspended and guys are still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, real simple. Alcohol works like this.
Okay.
In Florida and a lot of other states, it's pretty simple, okay? Fake ID. Let's say when your kids were younger, they might have had them. I'm not saying that because I don't know the statute of limitations.
I'll have you know,
expired
my
yet.
kids are great kids and they would never have a fake ID.
But let's say you had a child who's 17 years old and he has a fake ID.
Mm-hmm.
3rd-degree felony
3rd degree.
for possessing it.
Just having a fake
Just
ID.
having it.
Ooh.
Punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Now, he's not going to do 5 years.
Okay. But
But if the judge hates him,
mm-hmm.
he
could
can
get
tank
5.
him for 5.
Ooh.
Tank him for 5.
Fake ID.
Fake ID. Now, here's the thing. A bartender's going to, well, that's not fair. I didn't know.
Yeah. Explain that to me. How's
Okay.
that work?
Unlike this situation,
Mm-hmm.
let's say random child comes in the bar, has a perfect fake ID.
Mhm.
Looks great, Florida, no flaws.
Scans.
Perfect.
Yes.
Looks exactly like the person.
Yeah.
Bartender's okay. No problema.
Okay.
He did what he was supposed to
Bartender's off the hook.
do. Okay. But
Okay.
if it's a bad ID, it looks crappy, or it clearly is not the same person in the picture,
Mm-hmm.
he's on the hook. And it's a 2nd-degree misdemeanor.
So what are you looking
Punishable by 60 days in jail.
at? Really? Okay. 60
Yeah,
days.
A little less.
Okay.
But you could also lose your liquor license, your
Which is a-
beverage license
which is
for
a
having it.
big deal.
Now the owner who brought the kid in, he's an accessory to it.
Yeah. That's a bonehead.
All the
move.
bartenders, you can't be, well, he told me to do it. You told me to commit a crime does not alleviate the crime itself.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, here's the deal. If you feel forced, for example, if somebody held a gun to your head and said, pour that drink and hand it to him,
Mm-hmm.
you're off the hook.
It's a gun at your head.
Okay. But, and this is like in the movies, if you're holding a gun to somebody's head and he says, unless you shoot him, I'm going to shoot you, you're not off the hook. You can't use deadly force. You can't be coerced into deadly force,
No matter what.
no matter what. Even if your life is on the line, you cannot be forced to kill somebody else.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah. See, TV is different.
It sure is.
And they always go to the jury.
Mhm.
They always go in front of a jury and they go, we're going to convince this jury not to follow the law. It's called jury nullification. Almost never happens.
Happens. Yeah.
Because you always have somebody on the jury who goes, no, that's stupid. There's always one smart
Yeah.
guy on the jury.
You had a choice. Yeah. Gotcha.
And the problem with alcohol is this, is that when you're doing it
Mhm.
and you go in and everyone had a fake ID growing
Mhm.
up. I did, good thing statute of limitations is over. I'm admitting it.
Mhm.
I had a fake military ID, which did me a little justice because I was in the Army. I was in the Army when I was 17 years old and I still wasn't old enough to drink.
But okay, that's a great question then.
Yeah.
When you're on the base though, is it
Nope.
It doesn't matter.
It's based on the laws of that state.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got out when I was 20. I did 3 years. I
Mhm.
still wasn't old enough to drink.
Wow.
Yeah, served 3 years in the
You
military.
could shoot another man in service of your country, but you couldn't take a drink afterwards to celebrate.
Okay, I'm going to solve this issue about not having enough people in the military right now.
Yeah.
Make a federal law that if you have a military ID, you're allowed to drink no matter what age you are.
We would all be in the Army.
Everyone would join the Army. They would have no problem.
You know what we do? We'd all get together
Yep.
and march in sync to the liquor store.
Yes. President Trump, I'm going to solve your military issue right now.
You just did that.
I did.
You just solved that right now.
I figured it out.
If they could all drink, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Do you know how the drinking age became 21?
No.
Here's the deal. The president at the time, I believe it was Reagan, told the states that had 18 as their number.
It was 18 at one point, yeah.
He said, the ones who are 18, if you don't raise it to 21, we're cutting down the money we give you for roads. So he coerced them with money.
With infrastructure.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, that's sneaky.
That is sneaky, man.
That's the stuff going on with the executive orders right now that people aren't aware of when they're going, oh, the president, he can't do that. Of course
Yes, he can. Executive orders.
They're unbelievable.
Yes.
We could shut down anything.
Yes.
Unless there's a bill in place to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything trumps, I don't want to use the word Trump, but Trump means to beat.
Mm-hmm.
So like state law is beaten by executive orders.
Absolutely.
And federal laws.
Yes.
And bills and such.
Mm-hmm.
So when a state goes, oh, we're keeping you from doing this, the president goes, no, I disagree.
And I get to have my way for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when the next guy comes in, he can kill everything.
Everything, yes.
Kill everything.
Reverse everything, yes.
Now, here's where it gets a little dicey. Entitlements. If you need it and it's been given to you and it's going to cause you significant harm if they take it away, then you can fight it.
How do you fight it, though?
In federal court.
How do you get there? You need
Easy.
money.
Anybody files.
But you need money to do that, don't you?
Come on, we've seen this. Everyone files.
Okay. But I need a good lawyer. Lawyers aren't cheap.
Here you go.
I understand.
No, the real issue when it comes to this stuff is if it smells bad, don't eat it.
Okay.
Law is based on the smell test.
That is true words right there, sir.
Anytime somebody goes, this doesn't seem right, it's not right.
Probably not right.
It's not right.
If it sounds too good to be true, probably isn't true.
Before I did personal injury and accident attorney stuff, I was a criminal defense attorney for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you this, no kid does a crime alone.
Really?
It's always with friends.
Somebody with them.
There's always somebody.
Got it.
And the mother's always like, he's such a bad example. And you're going, no, your kid is the bad example.
Yeah.
So that's always a problem. People always ask me about kids, why kids commit crimes. And I'm going, because you aren't there.
Or
bad parenting.
You're this father who took your kid to commit the crime.
I've never seen a father-son crime. That was a weird thing. I saw a lot of weird crimes, but I never saw a parent and a kid commit the crime
I've
together.
seen a man and a woman couple crimes.
Yeah, teams.
Teams.
Bonnie and Clyde all day long.
Never seen a father-son. We need to change that. I'm going to get with my sons. Maybe we're going to get together and do something, like a Ponzi scheme or something.
Now, I used to, believe it or not, I used to be the guy who checked IDs at a bar.
And it's changed, though, because back in the day, it was pretty much you would check the picture and it would be, nah, that's not you. But nowadays, there's like barcodes, there's holograms, there's all kinds of things.
I used to work a bar, and the easy thing to do was this. You just stuck it up to the light.
Yeah.
And what the lazy guy would do is he would cut numbers out. He'd swap two numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have holograms on them.
They do.
So you can lift them up and see them. It's very difficult to screw with the hologram.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what people sometimes do is they do the fake passports because it's harder for people to figure out what's the passport for Bolivia.
Because you don't see a passport every day. Yeah.
But I can tell you this. You got this white kid who looks like he's 16 years old with a passport to China. You know something. You're not going to be covered. He had the Chinese passport.
Yeah.
He looked right now.
He's a world traveler, if you will.
Yeah. No, it's not going to work out. But I used to work, and I would never take an ID. I would hand him the ID back and say, sorry. And I normally would show them what was wrong.
Uh-huh.
And my buddy worked in the restaurant business, and I was helping him out build one of these huge freezers one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in the back, and he had this cleaver. I mean, it looked like you chop a brontosaurus with this thing. It was that big. I mean, it was a beast, and it had this big butcher block. I said, dude, let me bring this to work with me. He goes, what? I said, oh, it's going to be great. When somebody gives me a fake ID, I'm going to put it on there. And when they're arguing with me, I'm going to pick the cleaver up and I'm going to pretend. I'm going to go, dude, if you take it off, or I'm going to go in through it. And I had so much fun all night. And the last guy decided he wanted to push it.
Nah.
And I put it down there and I'm like, dude, just take it. I'll hand it to you. No, it's real. I'm calling the cops. You going to call the cops? Even after I showed you how it's false? Yeah, I'm calling the cops. You're going to get arrested. I'm going to sue. I don't know what made me do it. But man, I went long ball in this thing. That arm went all the way back. And I Jackie Chan this thing. Bam!
You cannot say Jackie Chan.
I Jackie Chan this thing like you ain't never seen.
Gotcha.
I mean, I ninja, whatever you want to call it.
Did you hand him the pieces back?
Oh, I handed both pieces back.
Nice.
Now, the worst part about it is this cleaver went about 3 inches into the butcher block. That's how hard I hit it.
Oh, yeah.
And I handed them both back, and right then, like 8 people hopped out of line.
No, we're done.
Yeah.
That was loss prevention. That's what you were doing, sir.
I was setting the mood.
You were.
I was setting the
Well
mood.
done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
So What I'm hearing is do not use a fake ID because it's not worth the time.
Okay, for
could go
you to
jail.
have the fake ID, you've committed a felony.
Yes, you have.
And let me make it clear, they'll take you in.
Yes.
Police, you know why they'll take you in? Because it counts.
Correct.
Now, police officers get credits for arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And the easier the arrest, the better.
Yeah.
For example, DUI's easiest arrest they can stop you for. In fact, they get awards based on DUI arrests because Mothers Against Drunk Driving give awards to these police officers. They're heroes. Yeah. In fact, like the Officer of the Year in Florida one year was the guy who wrote the most DUIs.
There you go.
Okay. And also, when you get busted for a DUI, and those people who are DUI, they know what I'm talking about. In the minimums, there's a penalty. There's fees and fines. And some of that money goes back to the police department.
Oh.
So they get paid too often.
There you go.
So you like that.
So don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Don't use fake IDs. If you're a bartender and you know it's fake, and I know you're thinking, oh, misdemeanor's not a big deal, you'll never work again.
No.
And that bar could be put out of business.
Correct.
And you know what a liquor license costs? Beverage license?
$250,000?
Stupid money.
Yes, it does.
Stupid money.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine losing your license because one of your guys decided to hook somebody up?
Yeah, I'm going to jail because I'm going to kill that person.
And if you're the owner of the bar, and this is why I don't believe in this one, the owner who knows that he can lose his license
Brought
if he
his
does
kid
this,
there.
brings his kid and goes, hey, listen, I'm going to risk the license on this one. That's why sometimes these Reddit questions I think are a little hokey.
Here's the scary part. Sometimes it could be true.
Well, there are dumbasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You know, when we think about it, the people who committed crimes that I discovered earlier on when I worked for the government and I worked privately, 98% of all crimes are dumb.
Yeah.
Just dumb.
Yeah, people aren't the smartest when it
If you
comes
had
to breaking
10
laws.
seconds to think about it, you wouldn't have done it.
Correct.
The other 2%, bad people.
Yeah. So I think we all learned something today. Don't have a bad ID, a fake one. That's wrong. Don't drink and drive. And don't trust a big button to smile.